The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect those of Into the Pit or the Vibes Broadcast Network. This show is intended for mature audiences. Please welcome your host, Coyote Knight.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Into the Bit. I am so happy that I have Intuitive April here with me. Miss April, how are you this evening?
Great, Kyle. I'm glad to be here finally. Going back and forth for so long.
I know. Well, it seems like we haven't really had a chance until this whole lockdown thing happened, and yet we still ended up being busy.
Yeah, I know, isn't it crazy? I'm busy with reading, so. But it's funny. Nobody can make the excuse like I'm not home.
Right?
Everyone's in trouble.
So, April, where did you grow up?
Well, I'm from New Jersey, and I grew up in a small town in New Jersey, Little Ferry, and that's where all my paranormal stuff started to happen. When I
Uh-oh.
started seeing spirits.
Okay, see, now you have to elaborate on that because I want to hear about your childhood and about
Oh,
all your
yeah.
experiences and all that good stuff.
Well, actually, I was born in Hoboken. I'm sure you heard of Hoboken,
I have heard of Hoboken.
Frank Sinatra. So that's where I was born. But my father passed away.
Oh,
So when I was 2, my mom remarried when I was 4, and when we moved into the new house in Wilbury, I think that's when it started. Right away, as soon as I got there. But I didn't have that fun experience where I had a little boy coming to play with me or talk to me. I had evil things at me.
oh no.
Well, the first time when it first happened, my real father came to see me, and he was at the foot of my bed. But I knew, as a kid, I knew Daddy passed away, and I started screaming, "Daddy's here! Daddy's here!" So, and then from there on in, then everybody started coming to me. It was like a floodgate, but it was scary, spooky people,
Uh-oh.
horrible. I don't know, I read somebody else had this. I actually woke up when I was a little girl. I woke up in the middle of the night, and I'm facing the outside of my bed, and I turn over, and there's this like black thing in my bed. And like I always called it the statue because it was small, but it was stiff, and it had red eyes, and it just kept telling me that it was going to get me. And
Uh-oh.
I know, but from there on out, it was it terrorized me my whole life. It was a man in gray that used to come right up to the threshold of my doorway, the bedroom, and would just stand there and stare at me, and just like he'd still fear me. So
Uh-oh.
crazy, crazy stuff. But then, like my stepfather's his family started coming through too. I guess they were coming to help me. So his brother would show up. I didn't know who he was, of course, this was like a few years later. All of a sudden he started showing up, a man in a bomber jacket, just like from the war. And I
Hmm.
remember, screaming to my mom, like, "There's a man in a bomber jacket, like in my room." But I wasn't scared. I felt like he was trying to protect me. And it turned out it was my father's brother, Rudolph, that, passed in the war. So he was trying to help me out.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but you know what? Then they started invading my sleep, coming into my sleep. So fast forward, now I'm getting older, so I'm getting past the nightmares. I'm still scared. I can still feel them around me, but not seeing them as much.
Hmm.
But that's when I became a teenager. I realized I knew what was going on, like what was going to go on for people, you know, and or I was in class and I would know like the answers to everything the teacher would put on the board.
Okay,
So
that's convenient.
I know it was great. It was great. I was gonna skip a grade because I was smart. But yeah, that's how it all began. And then as I started getting older, I realized like I knew stuff. Still not realizing how to utilize it until like one night I was at a bar with my friends and I was sitting next to this girl and I turned around to her and I said, "Who's Joe?" And she goes, "That's my boyfriend." And I'm like, "Why do you let him hit you?" And she started started crying. She's like, "Oh, he abused me." I'm like, "You gotta leave this guy. He's gonna kill you." I didn't know who the girl was. I never heard, saw her again. But I hope she's okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So it's like being a Jedi.
Yeah, sometimes I guess we focus on it, But other than that, like if I'm out, because I'm gonna get like, you go out, and I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, I'm not focused on it.
You know, I still don't know why y'all can't go ahead and give me the winning lottery numbers.
I know, everybody. I hear that all the time.
Well,
Oh,
Sarah Lemos.
yes.
I made that comment to her, and she said, "I'll only give you the numbers if you promise to give all the money away."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, heck, I need at least a little bit of it." Jeez.
Did she give you the numbers? Well, I gotta tell you, my stepfather, when he first passed away, he used to love to play lottery numbers. He kept coming to me in my dreams, giving me numbers, and I couldn't remember all because it was like he would tell me, and like I'd wake up trying to write them down, and I couldn't remember all the numbers. Yeah. Oh,
If it just worked that way, right? Yeah. It
You know
is
what?
what it is.
I don't think it's meant for that, and I don't think it will ever work for us. Because I know a lot of psychics that try to do that, and I don't think it works that way for us.
Well, then the lottery wouldn't be worth anything anyway, because all of y'all would have the winning numbers.
Exactly. But we're not allowed to have it. It doesn't work for us. Like, I can't read myself.
Right.
I can't. Some people say they can read themselves. So I'm like, good for you, because I can't. I don't know how you do that. Because when I read, all psychics, like comedians, we work with our right side of our brain. So, that's the creative side. If you let the logical side, take over, then you're not reading anymore. You're not in that zone. So, like, if I'm reading for myself and I'm going to see something bad for myself, how's my logical brain going to operate? How's it?
It's true.
It can't work. So.
Well, you never know. You might need to be in a certain place at a certain time, and you're avoiding it because you've
Yes, you'll get
got a warning
like that. You'll get warnings. Absolutely. I'll tell you a little story how I met one of my guides. This is about I was just newly married. It had to be like 21 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm driving, and I kept saying to my husband for a long time, I had this feeling this really big woman was following me. Like she was always behind me, like a huge, like 7-foot woman. I kept saying to my husband, this is when I first started getting into this, like where I was doing this, getting into the business. And I didn't know anything about guides or anything like that, but I kept saying to my husband, there's a big woman following me. So one day I'm driving, like, I'm driving, and I feel this really big hand on my accelerator, like on my, right leg. And I said, oh my God, I know what you're saying. Slow down or just take. I took my foot off the gas. And as I did that, a car came out from the left and drove in front of me. If I was still at that speed, he would have T-boned me. I would have been dead.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, I found out who this big lady is. So after a while, I'm like, all right, she's with me. I could feel her. I feel her around me, but she doesn't talk. So I meditated and I was able to meet her. So, and I got her name and everything, da da da. She's like a full Amazon woman, beautiful blonde lady. But she's here, her only goal is to protect me. But I can't really communicate with her. Like, I don't hear her. It's crazy. Like the other guys, how they talk to me.
Now, like my guides. Now, do you see my guides? Can you talk to my guides, or does it not work that way?
It depends. Some people work that way. I never really worked with guides. Like, they're not always around me. I was worked myself. Like, I didn't really know who was with me. This one, her name's Delby. She is just here to protect me. Nothing bad's going to happen to me. She will warn me or won't let anything near me.
Okay.
So, let me see if I could. I got to tell you, you do have a male around you, and this is going to be from like not too far off, like 19. 20s, I'm going to say. And
1920s?
yeah, and I got to tell you, he looks very similar to you, except he has more of a beard, and he's more of a scholar.
Okay.
And I want to say his name begins with an R. I almost want to go with Richard. And he's kind of doing what you do. He's like, sort of like always, he's a skeptic, but he's curious about this field. I almost feel like he's a professor or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever heard that.
No, actually, I don't think I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
a quick
yeah,
question.
I almost feel like this is a relative too of yours.
It's quite possible. I didn't get to meet a whole lot of my
You,
relatives, so
yeah, you would not have met him.
okay.
But he's down the family tree because you two look very similar.
Do you think it'd be maternal or paternal?
Um, I think it's maternal.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Um, because he looks like you, except he's got more of a longer beard. I'm telling you, if you ever find like you do family tree, you're gonna see this guy look like you.
Okay, because in my mother's side they did keep up with the family tree, but my father's side they didn't, and
But you could always do that. Um, yeah, this guy's very smart. Uh,
can't be on my dad's side then.
Damn it, I knew it. Yeah, uh, yeah. So this guy's smart. I think he tinkered with stuff, like try to invent stuff too. He's got that
Oh,
kind of engineer type of brain, but he's curious about this, like into conspiracies and the other side and paranormal, like the ghosts and everything like that.
oh
I don't
wow.
think that's his job, but I feel like that was his hobby.
Okay, now I'm curious. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Yeah, you have to check that out and let me know.
Uh, you know what? I'm going to because that's got me kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, when I was a child, I want to say I was probably I don't know around 4 or 5 years old,
Hmm.
and I always stayed at my grandparents' house, especially on the weekends. That was like my haven, you know.
But did something happen to you when you were around 8?
Pretty close, yes. Um, but when I was staying at my grandparents' house, there was a room that it finally got converted into something else later on, but it was my aunt's room. And anyway, I was sleeping in that room, and my grandmother would come in there and sleep with me because I was real small, and you know.
Yeah.
And I remember
I
waking up
want
in.
to do you say you're so cute. I want to stay with you.
I'm just going to eat you all up. But anyway, this certain incident happened where I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't tell if I was dreaming or if I actually saw it. But it looked almost like I would say a suit of armor, which sounds kind of weird coming from outside of Houston, Texas. But um, I didn't know if that was a dream or if I was actually seeing something. Now
But this happened again.
I've seen things,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the exact same thing,
You
unless
know,
I just remember it wrong from when I was a child.
yeah, I know, because your mind plays games with you. I see something that would hide in the corner in that room,
Hmm.
and it's almost like it's all dark, but I can make out the eyes.
Well,
And,
I remember looking and it was the whole form I could see
yeah.
really well, and it was right in the doorway. But
Oh, I hate that. I hate when they're at the doorway. That's the creepiest thing. And when they don't come in, it's even worse. That anticipation, are they coming into the room and going to eat me?
the weird thing was is I wasn't even scared.
Yeah.
I do remember like closing my eyes, I guess to see if I was dreaming, and open my eyes again, and it was gone. So it made me think maybe it was just my imagination. Maybe I
Yeah.
wasn't quite awake yet. Those kind of things I wonder, because I've been told that I have certain abilities,
Hmm.
and I know
I
everybody
gotta tell you,
does.
we really do we all do it just to certain degrees,
Um,
and then you could build on. But and it takes years to study, you know. But you will, especially when we're younger, picking up that stuff. You know, I gotta tell you, I feel like there was something else in the room too, and that's quite possibly why you felt like that this was protecting you. If you got, because if you weren't afraid, then see, your gut will automatically tell you if something is good or bad. It's just like meeting someone. You know when you get that gut feeling like I don't like this guy,
oh
and your
yeah,
gut's right.
I
That's just
always end up being right too.
yeah, yeah. That's our internal psychic ability that we all know.
Okay.
They always say trust your gut, and it's true. That's the psychic do. Um, what is it? What chakra is that? Because that's the chakra that will tell us what's going on. Um, I feel like there's something else in the room too.
Like here now,
No, no, no.
or back
Then,
when my childhood
yeah, back
grandparent.
then.
Okay.
And you know what? You see, that's why you get into this, the paranormal. Like I said, like you know, because I work with other paranormal investigators, and I always said, you know, what happened to you? I know something happened because that's why you get into this. What's your story? What did you see? You know,
Right.
and that's how everyone gets into this because they have a story. So, and I tell people if the people that do see these things and have these experiences will have psychic abilities or mediumistic abilities. Well, you would not have seen it because not everyone will see this or feel this. So, see, that answers your question that you do have abilities.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, what was it like for you when you first really experienced it? I mean, what did you actually see this, a full form, or was it almost see through? Or I mean,
Um,
I've always asked, and I've always been
well, you
curious
know,
about that.
sometimes you see full apparitions, like my stepfather's brother. But you know, it's funny. He was see through, but solid in some parts because his legs disappeared. Like you know, it was like half a. And I said, oh my god, all right, you know, like I'm really seeing this man. This is a full blown apparition. And
Right.
the other ones I see in my mind, like I do like now when I do readings or whatever, I'll just see them in my head. Um, you know, I'm sorry. You know what? Your grandfather's passed.
Yes.
All right, because he's behind you, and he is talking about with your head. Uh, this is rubbing the temples and in the front, and I know he's telling me that's because of your sleep. Your sleep. Like something happened here. Like something happened here. Did you
It's funny you mention that because when I was a teenager, my brother and I shared a room, and we were moving things around, but it got so late, and we were like, okay, we'll just leave everything where it's at and go to bed, and we'll finish it up tomorrow. And I had a bookcase that was, one of the stand-up bookcases, and it had a giant bank on it, and it was made of ceramic, and it was probably about that thick. And he happened to kick it in the middle of the night, and it came down, and first the bank hit me in the head, and it broke,
oh
and
my
then the
god!
corner of the bookcase hit me right there, and it
Oh,
cracked my skull right there, and I still kind of have a little bit
wait,
of a
you
knot there.
actually cracked your skull?
Oh yeah, I was in the hospital for a
Because
concussion.
that's what he's saying. He's saying you have trauma here.
Oh, okay, that's crazy. Now you're
That's
freaking me
freaking
out.
crazy. You freaked me out.
As soon as you said right there, I'm like, oh my god,
I
no.
know because he showed me because he's behind you. Because as we're talking, I keep seeing this man like rubbing your head, and then he shows me right here, and he goes, telling me trauma. I'm like, okay,
Oh my gosh.
wow. You know, I get this sense of like sadness, like with him, like he felt a sense of sadness for you and your brother. Why would he feel that way?
Um,
Because
we didn't exactly have the the
could
best.
bring up your childhood, yeah, because he
Yeah.
felt he had this where he what because he wanted to try and be tougher on you guys, and he held back, like for a good reason to be tougher on you, like to help raise you, make you into strong young men. But he held back because he had this sadness like you guys.
Yeah, he whooped me one time,
Yeah.
and that's all it ever took until the day he died, and I was in my 40s when he passed away, and I still never talked back to him, and I still didn't cuss in front of him.
Yeah. Well, you know why he did? He just wanted you to be good men. You know, believe me, he didn't like that. He had a lot of guilt for a lot of stuff. Um, he felt guilty for a lot of stuff for you guys. You know, and for a man, because I could see how sensitive he was. It's like sometimes I see him alone thinking about this, and it hurts his heart. So I don't know if he was blaming himself for what happened to you guys.
I
Or
don't
could have done more.
I don't know. Maybe in the case of my brother, he probably could have done a little more, or felt like he could have done more. I don't think he could have, but he may have felt that way. But the things that happened to me, that my mother doesn't even know what happened to me. So
Yeah. Uh, it's weird. Can somebody in the family not talk? Were they deaf?
trying
This is speaking sign language to me.
to, well, if you're wondering about the sign language, my
Yeah.
youngest son, when he was born, he was partially deaf in one ear and he was deaf in the other ear.
Oh,
And so my first wife and I were learning sign language in
that's
order to
what he's doing.
communicate.
He's doing like the sign language to me. I'm like, why are you doing sign language to me? You can talk to me. This is six. You can't always. I can't always hear them clearly. That's not my greatest ability. Is to sensory, is the hearing. Unless they wake me up in the middle of the night, the bastards will scream in my ear, wake me up.
You know, I think it was Plato that said that our health is found in our spine,
Yes,
and
absolutely. I agree.
my I may have gotten the philosopher wrong, but I believe that's who
I
said it.
think you're right.
But my son, when he was born, he was very sick. He had asthma real bad. He had every allergy under the sun. Like I say, he was deaf,
It's the
and
fluid in the spine.
the funny thing is we were going to talk to deaf people. We were a part of the ministry at our church. We had just started it,
Yeah.
and so we went to go visit this one guy, and his dad was a chiropractor. And his dad said, "Let me take a look at him." And he straightened out my son's back and his feet and everything. I kid you not, 2 days later, it's like everything went away.
Amazing.
That was a miracle in itself. So it's weird because not a lot of people know that about my son.
Oh my God. So that's why he was doing the sign language. Yeah. All right. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? I'm like, I just didn't know why he was doing that. I'm like, all right, he's deaf. Somebody's deaf because he's doing sign language.
You sure that it was sign language?
No, because he was like, wait, I know, wait, what's, I'm sorry. I know, like, because I know he was doing this or something. And
um. Oh gosh,
I
it's
know
been.
what's on, like, because I learned the alphabet.
I know the alphabet. I still remember the alphabet, but
Yeah,
the
I know
rest.
the alphabet because we use that in school to cheat.
Because I think sorry was like this, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken,
yeah,
and I forgot what.
yeah, yeah, something like that. Because he's doing this to me, or
Huh?
this. I'm not sure. So, but I know it's sign language.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
going like this.
I know. I'm Sicilian, so
Get out of here!
it's so funny.
Oh my gosh! Now see, this was not the way I expected this to
I know.
go.
You know what? And I'm like, I don't know if anyone's coming through. I am so friggin' tired. I've been doing readings all day, like nonstop. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta get ready. Gotta put some makeup on.
Well, normally I wouldn't even consider asking somebody that comes onto my show to do a reading because,
Yeah,
I mean, this is what you do for a living. You're
sure.
you're doing it all the time, and Now if somebody has a message for me and you want to tell me, of course I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying, because I just feel like he feels a lot of guilt. He feels sorry for. It just like he feels like he didn't do right by you guys.
well, I don't know how much more that man could have done for us.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was a good soul. Believe me, give us times he cried. He cried, So that's why he was trying not to be hard on you. That's what I'm saying. Even like you getting a whooping, that killed him more than it hurt you, because he just wanted you to be a good person. He didn't want you to turn out like the other one, And I think he's talking about your dad, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you can edit this out. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I have a lot of ill feelings when it comes to my dad, but I've let that go, and
I'm glad you did. You have to let it go, because if you carry that around, it defines you, and it becomes a crutch, and and you become weak.
true.
And you progress. I yell at everyone for that. Everyone's had a bad childhood, but I'm glad you don't do that. I have a friend that does that. I'm like, if you don't stop that, you're not going to progress in life.
True.
You always, all right, well, I can't do that because my dad was mean to me. My dad was mean to me too. I'm like, you gotta be strong. I'm tough love. I'm Sicilian, so.
Yeah.
There's some things that are crazy, though.
Yeah. Well, it was a little bit more involved than that, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, my grandfather, he would take me and my brother every weekend, and we would stay there, and then of course Monday it's back to school again. But during the summers or weekends, we were always at my grandparents' house.
But I keep seeing, like, at 7, 8 years old, I'm in the dark. I'm scared. I know it's like I'm in my pajamas, and I'm seeing you scared. And I almost get like this dreaded look on your face, like of complete and utter fear. So I don't know what this is from, but I don't like that feel. My stomach hurts.
Yeah, mine did too.
Bad from this. Whew, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think this was going this way either. Oh my god. And were you always from Texas?
Mm-hmm. Born and raised.
I keep seeing the Texas flag. I almost see another flag. I feel like somebody's drunk with the flag or something with the flag. I don't know why.
Well, if it was drunk, it wasn't on my mom's side of the family. Well, I take it back. I had a great uncle that would drink a lot, but I never got to meet him. So
yeah. No, they're happy. There's something with the Texas flag. I don't know why.
We're from Texas. What other reason is there to be happy?
Exactly. No, I feel like I'm in the back of a truck, people like celebrating or something. All right.
High school football. Got to be high school football.
I feel like these are grown men.
High school football.
Yeah, true.
We live for football here in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess up here it's exciting. My husband loves football. He loves sports. I'm so glad we have all the channels for him. But like around here, it's a lot of people into soccer.
Really? I thought it would be more like closer to hockey.
No, that's Canada.
Well, you're close.
Well, I played hockey in high school. I loved it.
Really?
Yes.
No, see, that's awesome. That's something interesting.
Yeah, I love hockey. Not anymore. I don't keep up with it, but I still love hockey.
Okay. What else do you do? I mean, you got to have more interest than just doing this.
Right. Oh, you know what I gotta tell you that's funny? We friended each other on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Instagram.
Oh, wait, I got a Facebook too. Well, anyway, whichever one it is, I don't know if it's your personal account, and I saw your picture in the background, and I'm like, holy crap, Kiss! I'm a huge Kiss fan. I
Yes.
love Kiss.
Yes, that is my band. And Peter Criss lives there in
Where?
Jersey. He lives
Oh
in out close to Red Bank.
yeah, of course he does. Red Bank's a beautiful area.
Oh my God, it was
Yeah.
like going back in time visiting that place.
Oh my God,
So beautiful.
I would love to meet him.
God, I wanted to meet him.
Yeah,
I met his neighbor. That's as close as I got.
that's good enough.
Yeah,
I am
unfortunately.
a huge Kiss. I don't like the newer Kiss though. I loved it when it was like the original guys, Ace Frehley, Peter Criss. You know, when
Yes.
Peter Criss and Ace Frehley left, my heart broke. I wasn't into it.
I got to see them before they left the band for the final time, and that was back in, I think, in 2000,
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. But they came through Houston,
yeah.
and we saw them then,
Yeah.
and I got to see them again, and then 2010, that's when I got to see them up in Dallas, and that's when I got to go backstage and meet them, and that was when Tommy and Eric
Yeah.
was with the band.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like them, but it's not Kiss. It's not Kiss without Peter Criss and Ace Frehley.
Hey, as long as Gene is there,
Oh, I know. I love Gene. Gene's my favorite. As a matter of fact, you know, you'll laugh. Like, he's his solo album. When
well,
he's when you wish upon a star.
yeah, when he did the Disney song, yes.
My sister used to have to sing me to sleep with that song all the time because of everything that was going on.
It's funny because I will play that song and I'll go, oh, hey, you know who this is? And people are like, no, I have no idea. And when I tell them, they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, it was the first single album he ever did. And
Yeah.
when you wish upon
Demon
a star.
sings Disney songs.
You never think the Demon would sing that.
I
but
know.
yeah.
And, I know. It's just listening. He was on a show and he was talking about like how when they were asking who's going to spit fire, and he said who doesn't want to spit fire, and he raised his hand.
And then he kind of got stuck with it. Yep.
But I loved him. I loved his voice. But growing up, I loved Ace. Like Ace was my guy. But then as I got older, I'm like I always loved Gene Simmons' voice. I love that one. They say, asshole. I love that song.
Oh, yeah. How does it feel to be a real asshole?
I
Yes.
play that in my car driving.
And I do have that CD.
Good times in the car.
Oh my gosh. You know, and my wife, she loves Kiss, but when I play New York Groove from Ace Frehley,
Oh yeah.
it's like everything has to stop. We are cruising and we're listening to Ace. And I got to playing his solo stuff for her, and she really fell in love with it. So now she's like, I think Ace is my favorite. Like, yeah, I learned to appreciate him a lot more as I got older.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, when you're a kid, everybody's all about Gene Simmons. He's the demon. But
No, I was Ace. I was all Ace. I was Ace. Yeah. Ace fan.
Okay, I've got to meet him. I've
Oh,
got to meet him. I've got to meet him and Peter, and then
He's
I can.
so cool. Yeah, him and Peter are so cool. My husband was just telling me a story that Peter Criss wrote a book. And when he was talking about all the stuff that Ace didn't get mad. He goes, he's like, oh my God. He goes, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't know that I did that. Mad at him. He was apologetic.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
See, this is what I love about talking to people. I like to, get other stuff out of them. Like, what do you like? What do you like to do? What are your favorite things? And we could talk about the paranormal all day, but.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to. Like I said, if you see my biography, like on my website, I'm a wife and a mother. That comes first. So before I came on, I was cooking. I'm rushing around. I gotta cook. I fix my hair. I gotta feed the dog. I'm walking the dog.
Well, you Jersey girl, you gotta get the hair fixed first.
I know. Well, you know
right?
what? We're dying here. It's been a month since I have. I'm actually going on 2 months, so I'm going back to my natural color here.
Uh-oh. I just let mine grow natural. It's too
I
much gray.
I just I text my girlfriend. I'm like, listen, I don't. You have to fit me in. It's like, I mean, the first opening, as soon as they say we can come out, you are taking me first.
This was my solution, and I started before was even a pandemic. I'm just gonna let it all grow out again. I don't care. I don't work no more, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm letting it all grow out. So I'm getting there. It's down
You
to
know,
my shoulders.
I'm a Jersey girl. I like my hair done, my nails. I need a pedicure.
I
Oh,
thought y'all liked it poofed up real high.
yeah. Well, you know what? Because the roots are coming in, so it's losing ground here. You know, I have to tease a little. I should have done cooking, so.
Oh, one thing I did want to talk about.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
were on the Holzer files.
Yes.
You
That
got
was
to
so
tell me about that.
well. I'm going to tell you, the story behind. Because well, not I had to sign the contract and that, but never said I couldn't say my story. But they contacted me, and of course, we're doing this TV show. Have you ever been to this place? That they said the Lambert Castle. I had
Hmm.
no idea. I never heard of it before. So I'm talking to the producer. I'm like, no, I said, but I'll tell you what I'm seeing right now. I said, there's a lady in white there. I said, I can see her. I said, she goes around the grounds and I see her meeting with a man. Like she's looking for this man, but this man disappears on her.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Now, I've never been here. So this is what I'm picking up remotely. I'm good at remote stuff. That's how I do all my investigations too, by the way, when I go to investigations. So anyway, so all right, so I said, listen, I'll take a ride down there and I'll see what I pick up. So I drive down there. And now, Tom, I was working, so I got there. They closed at 4, so I got there, after 4. So it's closed. I said, "Ah, it's okay. I don't need to go inside. I'll walk around." I'm walking around. I found the spot that I was telling the producers about, where I saw the woman coming out of the trees, and she meets this guy up against the stone wall, and the man disappears, and she fades away. She's looking for this man. So as I'm walking around, I hear this woman sobbing uncontrollably.
Oh no.
Said, "Oh my God!" I said, I know what this is." I said, "She's died. You just know that's why." So I I'm standing by the window and I'm looking up and I'm like, I know she's in that room. So now I'm going remote and I'm connecting with her, and I see her in the room and she's sitting on the bed, and it's this older woman. I was shocked. I thought it was gonna be a younger woman, but it's an older woman, with a bun, her hair back in a bun, black dress, the white, and she's sitting on the bed, and she looks up at me, and she goes, "I'm not who they think I am." I'm like, okay, so I thought she meant that she wasn't the lady in white. That's what I always thought. Like the story went a different way. But I thought she meant that she's not the lady in white like everyone thought. So anyway, so fast forward, so now I get called to, I tell them, what I picked up and everything. And I wasn't allowed to tell them, the show that I'm a psychic medium. Only the producers know. So I didn't tell any people like that. So I can get in trouble. But anyway, so I get there and to film, and I meet Shane. Shane's the first one I meet. He was an absolute doll.
Awesome guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. Cindy wasn't there. Cindy had filmed, I think, a couple of nights before. So I never got to meet Cindy until after the fact. I met her a couple months later. But anywho, I remember I was telling, the producer, like, I'd seen the lady in white, and the one producer, he goes, "Oh my God, Cindy saw her too." I said, "All right, then we're both right. All right, so now they're leading me up the stairs in the castle. It's so cool inside. To go meet with Dave Schrader, and I'm going up the stairs, and as we turn the corner, there's a picture there. And I said, "Chris," the producer, I said, "This, that's the lady I saw." And it was a bridal picture, the lady in white. It was Isabella Lambert, it's the daughter.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they cut that out because me and Dave actually filmed in front of that picture after I tell him.
Oh wow.
Anyway, they bring me up the stairs. I meet Dave, and I'm telling the story. Now, that's why it's different. Like when you see the episode, I say it happens inside. The reason there's no lies. We just had to change things a little bit, like because it was raining outside, so we couldn't film outside. So I had to make it like it was inside, and plus they didn't know I did it remotely. But that's you know, but it's pretty crazy. Now, if you see the story too, in when Cindy, Shane, and Dave were doing an investigation there, they kept hearing the woman crying. That was the woman I heard that I told them about.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
That's crazy.
got up. She picked it up that night. But they all heard it. The woman crying. You'll hear it if you watch the episode. And like, it's the woman I heard. So it was pretty cool. It was a great experience. I love, me and Dave and Cindy. I'm actually doing a class with Cindy now.
No,
So
that's pretty sweet. So can you tell us, if people are out there and they're listening, how they can like to be a part of that class?
oh, with Cindy's class, um, she'll post stuff on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
and on Facebook. And I just happened to be talking to her. I couldn't do it, and then she messaged me. I really like to do it, so I wound up doing the class. But I think she'll probably have more classes where it's a bunch of advanced mediums. They're just practicing again, and she's showing us different techniques that she uses, like automatic writing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, which I do. I do that. I do automatic writing, um, psychometry. The remote viewing, I'm very good with. That's my
Okay.
thing. And we were talking about that. That Cindy can't do that good, and I'm like, well, I can't declare sentience. I can't hear good. 'Cause, I don't hear them that well. So they have to like visually like, when they're talking to me, I can feel what they're saying. I know it sounds so weird until you experience it. Like you can hear the words that they're sending you.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff that fascinates me because I
Yeah,
would love to
yeah,
just at least experience it just one time, so I know
yeah.
what it's like for y'all.
Yeah. I feel here things like I feel the name. Like say if they're gonna say Bob, I feel the name Bob.
Really.
So crazy. I can't even explain it. It's a feel hearing thing.
Well, the
And
only
now, keep meditating. Keep meditating. Take a class with Cindy.
maybe that's what I need to do. The only
Yeah.
thing I can do remotely is change the channel.
Yeah.
So,
The remote, I don't know. The remote, all of a sudden, I just realized I could do that. I think my first investigation with the team, they were going somewhere, and all of a sudden, I'm in the group, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm writing down the stuff. I'm like, I'm picking up this German guy, and he's killing animals, and he likes it. And I said, I feel like this property you're gonna find like animal bones from all the animals that he killed, and I feel like there was human bones sometimes. And then I said, and I see an American Indian headdress like hanging in the tree. So I think somebody was hung like an Indian. Guess where this is? This the Hinsdale house.
okay.
So it all makes sense now, right?
Yes.
So I've never been there. So before going in, they kept showing me this road, this long road that leads to this house, and it was like I think like 13 people walking, dead people, and I just kept seeing them walking up and down the road like they were stuck. So I said, somebody did something to this property, like a spell or a binding thing, but they did it wrong. I said these people are now stuck on the road and they can't get off.
Oh, that figures.
So yeah. So when I finally do go there, they said that a priest had tried to do some kind of right on the land, and he didn't do it correctly. He kind of released the people at the house, but they're stuck on that drive, that road. So it's pretty, and there was one woman that didn't fit. I kept saying there's an African American woman, but she doesn't fit that time period. I have to go back. I remember to tell me the story behind it. I don't remember, but I know there were people missing that used to go down that road
You,
and
you,
never came back.
you know, it's funny that you mentioned that because we had this conversation the other night about how people will go out and they try to do things and they're not that well versed in it, not very experienced in it, and they do things incorrectly and they end up
Yeah,
doing more harm than good because
absolutely.
there's been people that try to put a barrier around their house and they end up trapping whatever it is in the house.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're supposed to dispel it out of the house first before
Yeah. I
you
thought,
know?
well, there's so many people out there, I'm psychic, I could do this, I can cleanse. No, I'm a witch. Everyone's a witch now. So yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Don't stuff you don't know about.
I am, but with a B instead of a W. So
Well,
yeah, I've been told that I have this ability to kind of help protect people,
mhm.
and but I honestly have not really tried to school myself in any
Yeah,
of it. It's not that I'm not interested. I
yeah.
guess I second guess myself a little too much.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when um until you get over that second guessing, it will not work.
Yeah, kind of leave all that stuff to my wife because she's learning how to do her to get in what's the get in touch I guess with her abilities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Like, I've been studying, like, because I wanted to learn what I do. I wanted to find out the scientific point of view and how it can be explained, and just how to harness my abilities better. So, I've trained with so many people, Cindy, John Edward. Now I'm actually studying to be a shaman, which
okay.
fell into this. Like, I took all the medium classes and worked with the best of the best down in the Hobbit. It is a lot of work. It's a process that grows and grows. It's like working out. So if you keep working out, you're gonna get big muscles.
Yeah,
So the more I
I
do,
I'll work this out.
but I guess it really is a lot of work. If you have any metaphysical places by you and they have classes, tell your wife to do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
because
I know she tries to like train with people that are more experienced in it, and
I know,
sh
I was going to tell my husband, because so many people are asking me to do class. I'm like, oh, I'm not a teacher. And I'm like, you know what? I have so much knowledge. I think I might teach a class. So I'm going to look into this, to do it in the future. I'm like, I've learned so much, like so many. It's crazy. Like the one woman that I train with is and my favorite, and this is my mentor, Charlie McBride. She's a shaman chief, and she has taught me so much. But the scientific, she shows you the metaphysical side of it and the scientific side of it. How it was proven scientifically, and uh, about the vibration. How we read vibrations, how as mediums, we raise our vibration so high that that's how we meet with spirit. So I had to train myself to get to that certain vibration.
right, right. I
It's
actually have had that discussion as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then she was, explains like the scientists behind it and the ones that started. I can't remember his name, with an S. But the theory behind the vibration, which is true because that's because I know like when I'm starting to level up or if I'm picking up spirit, I get this buzzing around me. That's it's a crazy sound. I almost like stop in my tracks because I can't hear anything else but that. So I know I'm making contact with somebody's close to me.
Yeah,
So
well, when it comes down to atoms and things like that, they vibrate,
yes, everything.
and
We're all energy and it all
ev
we're vibration. We're sound.
exactly. I mean, everything has a vibration to it. It's just that level of vibration and what you can see.
Yeah.
Um, they're finding out, that people have certain. I think it's photons or something that they're able to actually see.
Mm.
And so that's how they're able to see these spirits and things
Yeah,
like that, because
I
they're on that
yeah,
same wave.
I've always seen that since I was a child, and I think there's something wrong with my eyesight. It's crazy. I still see it now. Like I'll see flashes of light around me, things that just sparkle when there's spirits around.
It's fascinating.
Yeah,
I said this should be taught in schools.
yeah.
Should
It
be a college course.
I gotta tell you, I've been doing this for years, now I'm naturally clairvoyant, so I already, had a head start. But you're able to do this with years and years of study, you know. But it's not gonna happen overnight, Like people learn, how to read paragraphs, It's not like that. It's intense. Yeah, the vibration that I'm learning. Holy cow, it's intense.
It's it's incredible. That's all I can say. It's all incredible. It's so fascinating.
Yeah.
Uh,
And now, like that's why studying to be a shaman. So now, 'cause I do so many investigations too, and I started out doing like private homes that were being haunted, and they wanted to get rid of what was there, and I was actually crossing these people over, you know, and successfully. But you know what? I haven't had a problem yet. What if I do have that problem? As a shaman, I'm going to learn the proper way to get rid of the bad ones too, to work with them.
I,
So,
I, I had this talk with one of the guys from Ghost Hunters that
but
we are made of energy, and you cannot destroy energy. You can only transfer it.
you can transmute it. If it's negative,
Exactly.
you can transmute it and turn it back into positive.
So s- that's what I believe spirits
It's
are.
a cycle, so you can transmute that energy.
It's going to go somewhere,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
so maybe it's waiting to get to where it's supposed to go, but it's here.
Yeah. Yeah. You turn everything into good. Good always overcomes evil.
Well, believe it or not, our time is up.
I know. I'm so sorry. I know. I can keep going. I know. I'm actually going. I'm doing live readings tonight. So.
Well, and you're going to be on
Oh,
what?
every Tuesday night. I know that we're recording now, but every Tuesday at 8 o'clock on Instagram,
Okay,
I do live readings.
okay. So,
It's so much fun. We have a blast.
well, I actually got to catch one of them the other night, and that's when he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I'm like, "Uh oh, what did I do wrong now?"
Oh, no, because Kyle, I'm so sorry. You don't know how many messages I get. And it's just me. I wish I had people. I want to be like Dave. Call my people.
Yeah. Well, I need a job, so
I know. I tried to get my daughter to do, but she's shy.
I I have no shame whatsoever. So
Yeah. But you know what it is? I'm a control freak. Like I do everything. I do my schedule, all the advertising that you see, all those fancy advertising. You know what? I'm an artist. So and I went to school for computers and for web design. I love doing all that. So
well,
I
I'm
do that.
actually
Yeah.
I'm actually learning this on my own right now. I mean, I am an artist, but everything's been on paper or canvas,
Yeah.
or even in clay. But the computer stuff, I'm just learn. I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm just now learning how to use a freaking computer. So,
Well, you're doing a good job.
well, thank you. But anyway, thank you so much for being on
Uh,
the show.
it was so much fun.
This has been a
Honestly,
blast.
we got to do this again.
Oh, we're definitely going to do this again. You've got to be on,
And I got a million stories, so a
and
million
we
stories.
We also have a show called Cauldron Chaos,
Ooh,
and it has to do not only with witchy stuff and Wiccan stuff but also with people with abilities and
yeah,
so we would like to invite you on that one. And
I
the
would love it.
person that runs that show, I'm gonna have them contact you.
Absolutely.
So
Mhm.
thank you so much. I
Thank
sure
you.
appreciate this, and thank y'all for joining us. And
Bye,
we'll
everyone.
catch you on the next show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on Into the Pit. Please follow us on Facebook at the Vibes Broadcast Network and Instagram at the Vibes Broadcast.